hidden secrets, all things that the traitor will keep from us. You changed the universe by your very presence forever. Your foot rests on Jehovah's back in endless victory. Applause echoes throughout the cosmos, an eternal celebration. On the highest peak of the highest mountain, you reveal your full splendor to all whom you see fit. Yet in the eyes of the masses, you are always veiled in darkness, for you are the angel of darkness, O Satan, and I am yours. Ancient serpent, you called me before my birth. My soul responded in sudden rapture. I could not resist you. Your presence alone demonstrates illimitable authority, unchallengeable fire, unquenchable thoughts. All your power, all yourself, has brought me this night to your side, O Satan. I am yours. Mournful one, you weep for many things unseen, your burdens I could only wish to understand. May I carry everyone to ease your pain, and with your strength help all those who would help me. For this you would never permit me to be alone, for you would not have me endure something which is not mine, O Satan, for I am yours. Master of magic, you walk with crystal ball concealed, holding secrets many would give their very soul to possess. But for too long people have abused your gifts, using them and attributing them to entities not worthy of your presence. An awful surprise will be in store for all who mock you, and one day they will admit their own folly. O Satan, I am yours. Now I finish going through the prayers at Satan's altar with my own adaptations, and I invite you to just listen and relax to this music. Hello, I hope you have enjoyed that piece of meditative music. Now what we're going to be moving on to is something called reverse demonology. Now this is something that has become particularly important in my practice, and kind of was somewhat jumped upon me in terms of its importance, although I considered it before. And that's because of kind of COVID and the negative effects that COVID has on everyone's life. And the question really comes, how do we integrate something that produces so much anxiety and negative energy? How do we use that for something positive? Now, usually when you're praying or speaking to demons and you're reflecting on the positive aspects of the universe, you would refer to their positive counterpart, and if you were talking about the more destructive aspects of the universe, you would talk to their destructive counterpart. But reverse demonology is where you flip that around in an attempt to actually make use of energy which would seemingly oppose the kind of energy you were trying to bring about, and change your day accordingly. So this I call a reverse demonology, because you're doing the reverse of what you would naturally have an instinct to do and what you would usually do during rituals. Now this might sound kind of dangerous, but if you're going to be playing with fire, which you will be if you're getting immersed in satanic witchcraft and the like, then why not always play with fire? You know, the kind of stuff we're dealing with is not, it's not very dangerous, but it's not exactly the kind of thing that you go into without at some point playing with fire. So you might as well play around with it a bit as far as you feel comfortable, and see what you can do to bring about your greatest happiness and will. So the cycle of kind of demonology, and dare I say a lot of spiritual practices, is you start with kind of the atmosphere that life, and particularly events in life, creates. This kind of atmosphere then creates a particular energy, and this energy you can be affected by subconsciously and can have possibly very negative impacts on your day, or it might have positive impacts, but you can also meditate on the energy that is produced by the atmosphere to seek to understand that energy and find some kind of a unity in yourself and place for that energy. And then once you've found that place for that energy, by engaging with it and interacting with it, you build it into the fabric of who you are, and therefore it becomes a part of your spiritual aura. And as you get better and better at this kind of stuff, you begin to be able to sense particular, what I might call taints in other people's spiritual aura. That is, particular markings that might identify something that has happened in their life, or the kind of energies they generally communicate with, but it becomes part of your identity. Just as if you go outside and use a particular vehicle or object like a cycle or a scooter to travel a lot, then the object will start to bear resemblances that if somebody looks at that object, they can tell you've used it for travel, and they might be able to guess where you travelled to and how much you've travelled based upon the condition of the object and what is on the object, and so on and so forth. So particular markings or scratches or that kind of thing, or just sometimes almost shades of colour, I often envisage it as the shades of colour on an aura, kind of whips of blue or kind of dashes of red. Those things become visible the more you engage with spirituality and this kind of stuff. But reverse demonology kind of goes, if you're feeling a particular energy that is associated with life events, instead of trying to correct for that energy by seeking other energies, even if that energy is destructive, actually engage with the energy that life is giving you. Work with life. And so if you really want to dance with the devil, perhaps this reverse demonology is for you. So essentially, the crux of it is, if you're going to dance with satanic witchcraft, a great way to achieve your dreams is to pray for the poison to actually heal you. So I use the word pray, I really mean talk with demons. Most wouldn't use the word pray. For me, though, praying simply means to talk to a spiritual being. But you essentially communicate with the beings, not to counteract the poison or get rid of the poison, but to find a way for that poison to heal you. That kind of negative or destructive energy that kind of surrounds you. And in doing this, you contact the demons which are associated with the negative aspects of humans' existence, and you meditate on this quote-unquote negative energy, because in reality destruction is merely a part of creation, so there's no such thing as objectively negative energy, but this non-beneficial energy, you might say, and you absorb that into your aura. And instead of that now destroying you due to the meditation and the reflection you've done, that energy actually affects the aura the next day and becomes integrated into the power you have into your life. And also because you're now integrating a wider array of energies, some of which you might have disregarded or tried to fight against before, you now have a fuller kind of spiritual aura, and you are more easily able to detect similar colours in others' aura, so your kind of viewpoint expands and you can see a lot more spiritually, and you also feel a lot stronger spiritually, because you are now working with life. You are not conditionally working with only parts of it. So to harness the power of opposites is what you're trying to do. Instead of letting something negative overwhelming, you invite the energy in and you allow it to add to your aura, and the key is add to the aura, not destroy or hinder it or scratch it up or throw it away. But you actually dive in and work through the pain, through contacting the demons, or through the destructive aspects, through contacting the relevant demons. And in this way, demonology stops being about forcing one's will or forcing the will to kind of comply to, detach one from things one doesn't want to face. Instead, it becomes about experiencing the world in its fullness so you can resist whatever the world throws at you. So I just felt that this kind of discussion was kind of relevant after a more kind of melancholy meditation, with the music being melancholy, to talk about the importance of integrating all of life into your spiritual self, and not being selective, as difficult as that can sometimes be. And this is all just my opinion and what I found through practicing satanic things, but you might have your own view, and I'd be very interested to hear your view, and I would definitely encourage conversation in the comments down below the video if you like this video and have some thoughts on it. But I thought this was just worth bringing up. I wish you all the very best, many satanic blessings, and I shall hopefully speak to you in another video soon. And thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video.